You don't like to kill and go do something about it.
My name is Nancy Schaefer. I served in the Georgia State Senate. And after 4 years of viewing the ruthless, I wrote a scathing report entitled The Corrupt Business of Child Protective Services. The report cost me my Senate seat. Those children removed from their homes intentionally for profit.
Former Luzerne County judge faces charges tonight
in a scandal known as Kids for Cash.
$2.6 million.
A cash for kids case.
This is not bad! You ruined my life!
I still wake up from nightmares.
Children are seized unnecessarily from their families due to the federal aid created in 1974 entitled the Adoption and Safe Families Act.
Have certain relationships that the county has, and I'll give you an example. Let's take in the family court. Under Title IV, the county gets money with respect to foster children. So every time that the county puts, in the old days and still works, every time the county puts somebody into foster care, the county gets money. Now they either get a flat rate or they get money for each foster child. So there's an interest for the judge to order somebody into foster care because the county's going to get money. Another thing you have is for non-custodial parents to be paying child support. The county gets matching funds under Title IV. So the county has an interest if the judge is going to order the custodial rights away from a parent and then order that parent to pay child support. So your whole family court system has certain things happening. In eminent domain, which basically means that what's going to take place is that when the county wants property, if the county can get it at a lesser price, the judge can order the price to be less. The county has an interest there. So consequently, that's another interest that the county is going to be taking place.
While being protected by state immunity. It has been reported over and over that 6 times as many children die in foster care than in the general public. Case workers and social workers are often guilty of fraud. They withhold and destroy evidence, and they seek wrongly to terminate parental rights. That $40 billion in transfer payments were made between households of custody parents and other parents. That money, $40 billion, is under the direction and control of family court judges.
An unprecedented case of judicial corruption is unfolding in Pennsylvania.
A state district judge in Las Cruces has been indicted on bribery charges.
Mark Chivarella and Michael Conahan were convicted of receiving kickbacks for more than $2 million.
Monday's arrest of Guadalupe County Judge Michael Wiggins has sent shockwaves through the city of Seguin.
Well, the special prosecutor in this case was hoping today's hearing would end with Judge Michael Murphy in handcuffs.
Frequently there were no lawyers. Frequently you were told before you were found guilty what the sentence was going to be.
There are also claims he solicited bribes for Richardson from applicants for other judgeships.
Payments were made to the judges, it is alleged, in return for discretionary acts by the judges favoring these businesses.
The judges could face at least 7 years in federal prison.
Operation Cross Country this year, just in the last week, has rescued 82 children between the ages of 13 and 17 and locked up 239 involved in exploiting those children. Those are just in the United States. Rescued 25 children, including a 2-year-old victim of horrific sexual abuse.
Fathers are victims of this unjust system. Child support payments, even without having visits with their children, are choking the very life out of fathers. 3 fathers, of whom I am aware and have been in touch with, committed suicide in the last 12 months because they lost the opportunity to even visit with their children.
Head of the Eagle Forum in Georgia, former state senator Nancy Schaefer, called one of my producers a few times, and he mentioned, he said, Nancy Schaefer wants to talk to you, and then didn't get her on. and now she's dead.
An independent audit should be called on every state of all child protective services. And I was told, if I help that family, or if I help you, I will lose my job. Abolish the federal and state financial incentives, and those are remove our taxpayer dollars. Open family court. Speak up for those who can't speak for themselves, and for the rights of all who are destitute. Remove the confidentiality law. Rights of parents. The case should be heard before a jury. Who are destitute. Speak up and judge fairly. Defend the rights of the poor and the needy.
What the courts have done to me. They went and took our kids away. That's why we're marching here today. Mr. President, can't you see? Mr. President, can't you see? What the courts have done to we. What the courts have done to we. They went and took our kids away. Nope.
On March 26, 2010, the United States and the world lost a brave warrior who fought for the rights of parents, children and families everywhere. This warrior was the late Georgia Senator Nancy Schaefer, who was murdered along with her husband. Their deaths were ruled a murder-suicide, as were so many others that stand against corruption in high places. Nancy had received death threats prior to the murder for her relentless investigation into the child welfare system of the United States. She exposed this broken system for what it is, and she authored an official government report called The Corrupt Business of Child Protective Services, which she claimed that the report cost her seat on the Georgia Senate. In this report she outlined several cases of abuse, corruption, and pedophilia in the majority of the foster care system that was allowed to continue.
In the case
the president of Praying Hands for Justice, and is the first black ever to be a national delegate out of San Bernardino County, the largest county in the nation geographically. Would you please welcome Ms. Shirley Moore?
Good evening. Thank you for having me. I have the pleasure and the honor of reading something from the legislative desk of Senator Nancy Schaefer from the 50th District of Georgia. Senator Schaefer has received thousands upon thousands of letters from families afflicted and affected by the corrupt system